Peace family, my name's Shavonne and this is Holistically Shavonne. This is my channel where I share my journey as far as healing and self-love and a little bit of green beauty and everything like that. And so today I wanted to share with you the things that I'm using in my wellness journey. So if you haven't seen what's going on with my wellness journey, I'll link to my website down below, but pretty much, or I'll link to my podcast as well. But so pretty much it was me deciding to take control of how I'm feeling as far as not feeling the best about myself and the things that I can do and have started doing to just enhance my wellness practice and make me feel less like meh and more like the goddess that I know I am. And so one of the things I started doing was drinking lemon water. I take that back. This is lime water. But still, one of the things that I started doing was drinking more water. And I started doing that just because I know for a fact that I tend to be dehydrated. And I know that's not good for you. And one of the things I want to do as far as my physical part of the journey is lose some weight. And so water is part of losing weight. So I decided to start drinking more water. I have a bottle of lime juice and my refrigerator downstairs. There's one in my room. There's also one in my car that I take to patients' houses when I have to go to work 4 days out of the week. So I keep lime juice everywhere and I just squirt a little bit of it into my water bottle, and it's better than just drinking plain old water because I noticed that I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so I can't drink plain sparkling water or, sparkling water with a hint of lemon or a hint of cherry because it tastes nasty. And I'm going to have to work on cutting out my sweet tooth somehow. If you have any tips on getting rid of your sweet tooth or decreasing your taste for sweets, please let me know, because that is a big issue that I've noticed I've run into. I know Perrier and La Croix and all these other brands, I think Pepsi made their own one called Bubbly. All these places are coming out with their own sparkling water, and that's great. But at the same time, if you have a sweet tooth, plain, sparkling water tastes nasty. There's not enough extra fruit flavoring to make it taste good. Alright, so the next thing I wanted to show you is this app that I have here on my phone. It's called Butterfly. And so one of the things that I wanted to work on was meditation. And some people pray, some people meditate, some people do both. For me, I tend to try to meditate. The problem that I run into is that I tend to fall asleep. So I actually have an Amazon Alexa back there, which also allows me to use it. I can use the Headspace one or the Butterfly one to meditate. And I also just have Butterfly on my phone. So most of these meditations they have some for when you're eating, which is 4 minutes. They have some when you're with a partner, which is up to 13 minutes. They have some for when you're going to sleep, and those are up to 13 minutes. So their longest meditation that I'm noticing is about 13 minutes. And it's just I can't sit there and just try to listen to my breathing. One, because I tend to try to meditate when I'm laying down, but two, it makes me fall asleep. So 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, that works out for me, is trying to drop in and become more in tune with myself just for a few minutes, and it makes it easier to go forth about the day. What I want to try to do is set up a morning routine with either Google or Alexa, as far as the first thing I do in the morning is get up, get out of bed, shut my alarm off, and meditate. I think that would be a good thing as far as just, it's the first thing you do in the day, or the second thing after you brush your teeth so you're a little bit more awake and you don't just fall back asleep. But so meditation is one of the things that I'm trying to incorporate. I don't always get to. Sometimes I've meditated at patients' houses, and sometimes my patients are just really talkative. So it really just depends, but I'm really trying to incorporate using this app as far as helping me meditate. I'd like to get into transcendental, I think it is, TM meditation or TM, but I don't know where to find a guru to teach me my word that I would use to meditate. There's actually a website that I saw, or somewhere on Instagram that I saw, that would help you find somebody in your area, but I know that can also be a little pricey. So maybe that'll be something that'll incorporate into my wellness journey later on down the line. Alright, so the next thing is taking my vitamins. My camera's being funny again, guys. Thank you. I don't know why it's doing that. But so, yeah, these are My Kind Organics Whole Food Gummies. And this is the women's multi ones with organic fruit and vitamin chews. So if you saw our little Whole Foods trip that I posted on Instagram a few weeks ago, then you saw that Stanley got his own version. He got the men's version of these. I've had mine for a while. I bought mine from Amazon. For a while, Amazon was always sold out. But this is what I have here. And so, that's the thing. You don't really get a lot of, well, I guess you get a whole month's worth. You get 30 vitamins out of this thing. But they're fairly big. Well, not really, I guess, but they're about yay big. So they're about the size of my thumbnail. And yeah, you just take 4 of them with food. That's the only thing I don't really like, is you can't just take them without food. But they smell kind of fruity too. Not like good fruity, but like where you think, you know, kids vitamins and you're taking Flintstones vitamins fruity, but like this is like really healthy type of stuff fruity. But so I'm just really trying to incorporate getting my vitamins in, so if I'm missing something from my food, then I can still get it from my vitamins. That's another thing that I need to work on, is getting back to eating healthier food. So my job does not actually give me a scheduled lunchtime. It's kind of eat whenever you're in between people, or eat at the end of the day. So my first portion is at 6:30 in the morning. I'm not a morning person, so I actually tend to roll out of bed at 6, get changed, I brush my teeth at that person's house before I start working on them. So I don't eat breakfast. And my second person's house, I'm allowed to keep food there. But either the person eats my food, which we really have to talk about because I spent my money on this food so I can have something to eat when I'm here, or there's a grocery store around the corner, but I can't really eat, like, I can't keep stuff to make a whole meal in this person's house. They're okay with me, you know, keeping small stuff in the freezer as far as pizza rolls, Hot Pockets, popcorn, things like that, which aren't necessarily healthy. So what I do want to do is get into actually cooking my own food more, so I'm not always eating crap. Because I've definitely fallen back into eating pizza rolls. I sound like I'm a little brother. But I've been eating a lot of pizza rolls. These are cheese pizza rolls. But that's not the healthiest thing in the world. So I definitely want to get back into eating my own food and making my own food. I probably make my food twice a week because my boyfriend likes it when I cook for the 2 of us. Alright, so the next thing down here I actually have, it's a planner. But I kind of use it more as almost more of a passion planner / bullet journal. So this is the Law of Attraction journal, and this is the 30-day one. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. It's the 90-day one. They do have a 30-day one as well. Pictures of me and my boyfriend when we went out. But so this one just gives me, you write down the things that you're trying to accomplish and things like that. Oh, I did get the really nice hardback rose gold one. The only thing I wish is that it was softback, because it bends better. And then you had to make like things that you're trying to like accomplish, and then you 1 year, 2 year, 3 months, whatever. And I can just read through mine really quick. So I wanted to set up a sacred space, which I actually did. It's over here. It's gonna change. I wanted to start meditating. I wanted to become a yoga instructor, deepen my yoga practice, be more patient, get engaged, get married, have kids. I've set down like an amount of subscribers that I wanted to get. I wanted to blog once a week. I wanted to work with this camera is driving me nuts. Thank you. But like I wanted to like partner. Me and my camera are gonna fight because I don't know why it keeps doing that. But I wanted to partner with brands that I have a strong affiliation with what they believe in, and they have what I believe in. You know, pay off my consumer debt, travel, repair my relationship with certain people. I want to be able to run a mile because last time hush, I heard that. Get up here. The last time I ran a mile was my freshman year in high school, and I could not successfully run a mile without stopping under 15 minutes. So I want to be able to run a mile in under 15 minutes, and hopefully eventually push it to under 10 minutes. So those are just like some random goals that I have. And so the way I use my planner is it's set up weird, but so I wanted to do it this way. And here's the monthly one, and that was April. And then it's got all, you're supposed to reflect on your week. And I'm probably going to start doing this one too, because I haven't done that so far. And then what I do, normally I'll just show you a different day than today. But so I show, oh, this happens to be his birthday. But so it says like, things that I'm grateful for, things that I want to do to feel happy, and then you're supposed to write down things that you do. And then for here, this is the part where I use it more as a bullet journal as far as the things that I need to do and things like that. And then if I flip forward to today's, which is a little different, today I wanted to meditate and update my website, which I've done at least one of those. Things that I was excited about: sleeping, because I got this new bed, food, connection, which was another way for saying meditate, Things that I was going to do today was shower. I'll do that after the gym. Clean, which I did clean up at least this area. Still gotta work on getting these dirty clothes washed. But I didn't really have a huge to-do list today. And then the things that are in my current wellness practice, which is what I'm recording about now. And then over on the other side, down at the bottom, I also need to start doing the nighttime portion, which is, your victories today. What did I learn today? How did I love myself? How did I love and give today? What did I appreciate today? And how can I improve tomorrow? As well as setting out where my vibration was throughout the day. And then at the bottom in this journal section right here, I go through the things that I'm trying to manifest. And the biggest thing that I'm working on is wellness. And so that's everything right there. So the next thing that I have down here is books, because one of the biggest things that used to be part of my personal wellness was reading. And when I first started, at least January of this year, probably November and December too, but once I picked up the current job that I had before I left my previous job, which was a huge part of my self-care just because I felt horrible at that job, was I used to read all the time. And then when I started working, I would get up, my first patient was, I believe, at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'd have to be up at 4:45, and then I would get there, take care of that person, and then I would work all the way up until 2, and then I would have to be at my other job at 3, and I was there from 3 to 11, and I did that until January. And then it went to, I would work one day and every other weekend, but I still really couldn't find the time for me to fit the things that I loved into it as far as reading. And so I have 2 books here that I'm reading. One is The Law of Attraction, and that's the one right here. You see me probably post the most out of this one on Instagram. And the other one here is The Essays of the Bhagavad Gita, explained by Paramhansa Yogananda, as remembered by Swami Kriyananda. That's a lot to say, but this is the one right here. And again, when I started looking into going to health coach training and things like that, one of the things that maybe I'm not meant to be a health coach, because that wasn't even on my list now that I think about it. But so the guy, Josh Rosenthal, he definitely says that people having a center of spirituality makes it easier for them to get themselves on track and recover from things. And I noticed I didn't have a central spirituality. And so with yoga being one of the things that I really like and look forward to, and when I do get to practice, it helps me just come alive and feel more like myself. It's actually a lot of the practices, as far as like the 8 limbs and things like that, you can actually trace back to Hinduism. So I started reading this. I did actually already have the Upanishads and the regular Bhagavad Gita, which I believe is in my backpack that I take to people's houses and things like that. So I was bouncing back and forth between Buddhism and Hinduism, and they both have their equal benefits. So I do have a bunch of books on Buddhism over there as well, but this is the one that I'm currently working through, and you do also see me post things from that on my Instagram as well. Another thing is I've gotten back to working with crystals. And before, I used to sleep with them in the bed with me all the time, and then I was concerned about them poking my boyfriend, and so I put them up, and so now I'm just like, they poke him, he'll be alright. And so now I sleep with them in the bed again, and so I definitely feel like, I'm still not a morning person, but I definitely feel more clarity getting up in the morning versus where sometimes I just jump up and run. And so the last thing that I have in my practice right now, I just added, is the Goddess Body Mind and Spirit Herbal Extract for energy, focus, concentration, attention, enlightenment, third eye strengthener, and stimulator. This is what this one looks like right here. She used to have this as a tea, and then she reformulated her entire business, changed her prices and everything. And so everything that used to be a tea came as an extract or a tincture. So now I'm using this. I've only had this again since I got the new yoni wash, so probably since last Monday. Not last Monday, I'm sorry, take that back. Since this past Friday. So 4/20 is when my stuff showed up in the mail. But so this right here, I know it has ginkgo biloba, and I believe it also, or used to have Damiana in it too, which was just a good way to help you relax and also like get more in tune. And so I'll give you an update on this when the bottle is empty, or at least halfway done, which you use 10 to 20 drops, swallow, and then drink some water. And it's supposed to just help you be more aware and cognizant, I guess, and everything else that it says on the bottle. But so that's everything that I've incorporated into my wellness practice at this point. If the video got a little fuzzy, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's up with my camera, but maybe it knows that I'm looking for a new one and that's why it's doing it. But until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.